Us humans are pattern-making creatures. We just love to do things the same way and often end up doing a lot of things on autopilot. This can be really useful in some circumstances, like driving, for example. Once you know how to do it, you soon no longer need to focus on the process and you're free to concentrate on the road. But patterns can be much less useful when we're presenting to a group of people who we want to stay engaged. Typical pace patterns may be very fast with everything coming out in a gush as the words tumble over one another. Or they may be slow and plodding while you wait patiently for one point to follow another. Or a common one is for people to drop down at the end of every sentence, which gets very dull when you've heard it a few times. And the trouble is, patterns are easy to fall into and not necessarily so easy to change. But you can interrupt them to do something different. So there's this, or this, or you could choose to do something radical. Try recording yourself delivering part of your presentation. Just listen to the tune and the rhythm of your voice as if it was an instrument. What patterns do you notice? As anyone who's a fan of horror movies will know, it's easy to recognise the signs of panic. Your breathing becomes fast and shallow. You can easily create the feeling yourself simply by breathing in this way. A warning though, you might pass out, so I wouldn't try it for too long. This, or a milder version of this, is commonly what we tend to do when we're under stress. So it figures that if we do the opposite, then we get the opposite result. We start to calm down. It's simple, but effective. Give it a try. Instead of breathing high up in your chest, concentrate on breathing into the bottom of your lungs. Your ribs and stomach will move outwards. Your shoulders should be relaxed and still. Try breathing in for 3 or 4 counts, and then out for 5 or 6, or even 7 or 8. Ideally, when you get used to this sort of breathing, you'll want to breathe out for twice as many counts as you breathed in. So if you breathe in for 4, you breathe out for 8. You'll probably notice this starts to slow your pulse right down, and quite quickly you start to feel calmer and more relaxed. What are the rules of body language? What shouldn't you do? Pace, rock, play with your hair, frown, play with your pen, jangle change, turn your back to the audience, pick your nose, play with your ear, fold your arms, hunch, punch, point, slice, the Prince Charles, the Duke of Edinburgh. The trouble is you can end up with such a long list of don'ts that you're frightened to move. So allow yourself to do just about anything once or twice. It just looks natural. Like ums and ers and other verbal fillers, it's repeated patterns that can be a problem. Stand in the middle of a room. As you rehearse your presentation, focus on different objects in the room for about 3 seconds at a time.
How do you be the person you were meant to be? Chart your own course? Create a team that works? It takes courage.
What you're now doing is giving eye contact around the room in a controlled and purposeful way. This is what you need to do with your audience to keep everyone interested and involved.